So we got the idea of the Myths and Legends project because originally it had been part of the English curriculum in grade 6. So students are studying ancient civilizations and social studies, and so in English we wanted to share with the students some writing pieces and literature from ancient times.
One of the projects I did in college was creating a fictional story and then adding a science portion at the end. So it was along the same line of a myth, but it incorporated both the folk story and a little bit of science.
For social studies, it was a bit different than for the other subject areas. We already had a religions unit, and that involved, to some extent, ancient religions.
At this point in our curriculum, fell about at the midway point, and we were looking and working with our 6th grade students in particular on informative writing. This particular style of writing currently doesn't fall in the English class until at a different time, and so we thought this would be a great way to combo narrative writing with informative writing.
We looked in depth at myths, legends, and folk tales. We read them together as a class, we studied them, we looked at the elements, we compared and contrasted them to short movie clips from anything from Greek mythology, and then at the end of that we read the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is one of the oldest stories that's ever been recorded, and that story is one that the students find really captivating. So out of that whole unit from English, we had presented that at our department and team meeting time, and so science actually said, oh, we can totally get on board with this because we've been studying phenomena in the universe and in nature, and it was perfect because it just aligned really well with creation myths.
The Myths and Legends project, for the science component, we asked the students to create their myth around something to have to do with either creation of Earth or the seasons or one of the Earth, Sun, Moon relationship concepts that we've been learning about in class.
So I gave a pre-unit or a reminding unit on ancient Mesopotamian culture and society and civilization to try to make those connections with Gilgamesh with the English class.
But the main focus in science came through with the informative writing, where I gave extra instruction on the TIDE model of cleaning up their informative writing. And TIDE is T for topic, I for important evidence, D for detailed explanation, and E for ending sentence.
The English component part of this project was that students were tasked with having to create their own original creation myth. So it had to explain in sort of in a mythological sense, some sort of phenomena in the universe or in nature, such as why are the stars in the sky, what causes the sun to rise and set, and things of that nature.
I think it's very important to remember, especially with 6th graders, they aren't going to naturally choose something they didn't just learn about, but having a popsicle stick draw or some kind of randomization to help spread out the story topics so that we don't have 10 kids in the same class all talking about the creation of Earth.
To do it again, maybe we should move the religions movement. Maybe we should move that whole unit forward and directly align it to the other's teachers. That might be a possibility. And then take the unit on civilizations and move it back to, well, not back, but move it forward as well, and move it towards the end of the year.
So I think when you're ready to collaborate, and one of the best things about collaboration is that it really shows students how all of our subject areas that we tend to compartmentalize are actually, they have common threads and commonalities between them. And so I think you just begin by taking a step back and looking at some of the bigger essential questions that are within your structured units, and see if there's something there that is a good fit and a good match, which is what our team did. If you try to force it, it's never going to be authentic and it's never going to work. I'd say be very reflective at the end, decide, you know, what has worked and what hasn't, write it down right away so you don't forget for the following year, and look at it together as a team. And when you get ready to do the unit a second time, hopefully, then you can really hone in on those pieces that you want to make even better and authentic. And lastly, just have fun. I think you just need to dive right in. Have fun with it. It's such a blast to have your curriculum just make its way into lots of different classrooms.